Welcome back, everyone, to Boy4 Dankest Hour, New England. That's still a funny-ass name. Anyway, yeah, this time we're gonna continue on our merry path to destroy the syndicalists and or whatever, you know, all that kind of stuff. Now, okay. We've got a few choices, you know, we've got the economy things, but I feel like first we really need to do these things. Push against the darkness. We can also partial mobi. Partial mobi sounds like a good idea. An unspeakable evil has come to America in the last days of the fall. It slivers and oozes through the streets and out of the doorways. It is the red plague of syndicalism and those who would tolerate it. It is already enveloping and destroying the great cities of marble and stone that our ancestors built in the old world. The decline of the Teutonic world ends today. The line must be drawn here. You know, all that kind of stuff. There we go. Lovecraft reigns supreme. We must recognize the essential underlying savagery in the animal called man, and return to the return to the older and sounder principles of national life and defense. We must realize that man's nature will remain the same as long as he remains man. Blah blah blah. You know, bunch of gibber. I care only for our civilization and do all that is in my power to defend it. So we gain Curly's influence. And we move our capital to Rhode Island. Extra political power. So there we go. We're no longer in Boston. We're in Providence, fucking Rhode Island. Order restored in New England. While New England still labors under Canadian control, the New Englander military has asserted enough control over our own borders that a semblance of greater autonomy is now possible to exert. This is not independence, far from it. But it does mean that we no longer have to rely on Canadian troops to secure our borders. So we are now only a puppet to the Canadians, which, you know, is pretty good. Don't even know, like, so right now we are a puppet, which means that we have to give a lot of stuff to our overlord, essentially. Essentially, yeah. It would be nice if the Canadians actually built on my soil. Anyway, so first things first, we could turn all of our units into better units. What are these like? Okay. Need to do this and this. Now they're gonna be like whatchamacallit. They're not gonna have enough equipment, but that is very fine. That is very fine. What do you lack? You lack a few rifles and a lot of artillery. So artillery, well, I mean, we're gonna get the artillery anyway. It's really the rifles that are going to take a little bit longer, but that's fine, that's fine. Actually also lack certain resources like tungsten and aluminum, but that's mostly fine. That's because we do want to start, you know, declaring war on our enemies relatively quickly before they get too strong, because the American Civil War, how it works is that they generally, you know, they generally get far stronger the longer it goes on. They get more troops and all that stuff. So yeah, the sooner we declare war, for example, on the CSA, the better. And that's gonna be doable in only like a few days, because these focuses are 35, right? So 35 more days, that's 70, that's 105. It's 154, then 155, 175 days. So in 175 days, I'm going to have finished Beyond New England, which gains us claims on everything, and then we can subjugate the syndicalists. So in a few months, little over a year, I can start to work on these guys, and it's gonna be relatively easy because by give me the National Guards, expand the Providence Guards, because by declaring war on the CSA, it's like, oh, whatever, they have a bunch of troops, you don't have a bunch of troops, but guess what? We're in the Entente. So, yeah. We can just call in the Canadians and they'll do the work for us, and then hopefully give us the land because we're going to have claims and because they have a decision to do that. Monarchy restored in Greece. They went liberal monarchy, or constitutional monarchy. Although, he can still go like authoritarian by choosing Empower the Throne. Anyway, New England Delicacies. Governor Wilbur Cross of Connecticut has made a point of popularizing various Yankee dishes as a means of differentiating the New English identity from the greater American nation. Clam chowder, Boston baked beans, and Johnny cakes, to name a few. Okay. That's, honestly really weird. Well, I guess we're eating bad American food. Who could have thunk it? And we think it's not American, because apparently we are big brain. We still cannot get war economy because we need to be at war, and any enemy country has more than 40% of New England's total number of factories. Well, that is unfortunate. I will, however, Sergei Obolensky. Huh. Paternal autocrat. Is this guy a Russian emigre or something? I don't know, weird. Road integration with Canada. As we continue building up our economy and expanding the road networks, the question arose of which direction we should move on. While the custom in America has always been to drive on the right, Canada has, since the British Revolution in 1925, driven on the left. Some political leaders have suggested that we switch to driving on the left in order to better integrate our road network. American cars drive on the side of freedom. Yeah, for once, that is a very correct statement to make. Very, very correct indeed. Still cannot get that. Still getting that. Huh, we actually have Canadian vehicles. That's hilarious. I wouldn't mind going heavy tanks in this campaign. Can we get bonuses to tanks? Because like with America, you can do pretty much whatever the fuck you want. Where is it? Now you just get bonuses to armor if you go Chipman's Combined Arms, but I'm gonna go Planned Battle because I'm already, I've already been, you know, given Grand Battle Plan by being with Canada. So I don't really get bonuses to any tanks at all. I've already got these. I've already got this. So we don't need to do anything there. Right. Computing machines. Radio detection. Alright. All these useful texts. And yeah, let's check out the rest of the world. There's a weird CSA naval invasion? I don't know. And of course the CSA Uprising in like Washington State. So that's giving trouble to both the there was a CSA over here. So like the CSA is launching a bunch of uprisings. That's good for them. Then there is the American Union State doing their own thing, and the PSA. So actually MacArthur's Federalists have fallen like immediately. How's this going? Social Democrats, Totalists, Outdems, probably Syndicalists. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with Central America. It's always weird. Serbia declared war. Oh, it's the National Populist Alliance of Iron Guard Romania and Serbia plus the Greeks versus the Bulgarians. Colonized Muslim regions. The Fourth Balkan War. This may harm our stability. I don't really know. And what is Albania doing? Did we see? Oh, Zog. House of Zogu, of course. So yeah, it looks like the Balkans are gonna erupt in insanity, as per usual generally. Not much is going on out here. For some reason, there's a bunch of Commonwealth troops in India. We could also get like providential education and Lovecraft's literature, and break Boston and the Irish question. The Irish Republic committed an international crime against that friendly power and motherland whose continued friendship means more to civilization than anything else. They and the Reds tore England apart at all the seams. They must be dealt with once and for all. Are we gonna genocide the Irish? I like how there's a drunken Irish guy. Anyway, so we're gonna take the Teutonic heritage instead, because to get beyond New England, we just need Providence Guard, purge the unclean, and establish Delta Green, which is, well, exactly as evil as you'd expect it to be. And then we get this lovely template. It's, I think, 7 and 2, right? No, it's 24 Comet with. No, it's fine, it's fine. We will leave it at that. That is very okay. And we're also getting Spies, which means that we're going to be able to infiltrate people. I'm not sure if it would be a good idea to infiltrate the CSA, because we'll kill them relatively quickly. Maybe it's going to be a good idea to infiltrate the AUS and the Pacific States. But we'll see about that a little bit later, as I will be heading off and leaving you guys until something interesting happens. Oh! That's an awesome event. The Middle Eastern War. You are greatly mistaken. We have this country absolutely under our control. Enver Pasha. Enver Pasha doesn't, I think, exist anymore. But yeah, the government leader is Hussein Avni Pasha. I have no idea who the guy is supposed to be. Wait, is Ataturk a thing? Like here? Yeah, Mustafa Kemal Pasha, obviously. And he's the head of the army. The empire is at its breaking point. So yeah, that's a super event for the Ottoman, Middle Eastern, Cairo Pact war thing. And ooh, Iran's jumping in. You are not... Yo! They stuck with Ahmed Sharif. So Libya is staying loyal, or sorry, Tripolitania is staying loyal to the Sublime Porte. In other news, the Bulgarians are losing, as is probably understandable. Spanish Civil War is stalemate. Nothing weird in Europe except for the Balkans, obviously. Like the Italian Republic is staying in the Donau-Adria Bund, which is relatively weird. You don't usually see that, but they went liberal. Yo, Ashriki Kingdom. Oh, you're right. That's the uprising, the Arab revolt. Then yeah, we have the anarchist one in the Commune of France, and in UAB, yeah, we had Nicolas Iglaise, but like, see, Nicolas Iglaise at this point doesn't do devolution until the Second Weltkrieg has been won, or the Second Peace with Honor has been signed. So while the war with the German Empire is going on, Nicolas Iglaise is actually not as bad as he used to be, and that's a really good change. Revolutionary synthetic oil? What the fuck? That's amazing. So they're... I don't know. Is that a thing you start with? Because, yeah, you haven't taken anything, really. Industrial Veteran Program. Vote for officers, of course. Well, there are a bunch of nasty people. Jack the Doberman. As man falls back into his usual routine of killing his neighbors, the animal world is not spared from violence either. A happy story, however, emerged from Connecticut where a young Doberman, ironically named Jack, was able to stop syndicalist agents from blowing up a bomb in Hartford. The dog was training in cooperation with the Connecticut National Guard, where his patrol spotted the syndicalists who promptly tried to escape from capture. With the courage of a true American, the little dog immediately ran after them and pulled one of the two men, leading to his capture. Interesting. We express our thanks to this good boy. What the fuck? New England doggo. New English spirit. Everything I love has been dead for 2 centuries. Or, as in the case of Greco-Roman classicism, for 2 millenniums. But that is not dead which can eternal lie, to one day rise and live again. I say to you, New England, that here we can build anew the Roman Republic which our forebears sought to resurrect. Here we can revive the Teutonic spirit. Here we will light a flame that the ages shall not extinguish. New England lives and marches on. Yeah, we're getting, like, periodically these, like, propaganda events. And we're gonna establish the FBI, but worse. And yeah, in general, we're just turning more and more, you know, Nazi, essentially. Yo, there's no need for you to exercise and waste equipment. But yeah, we also took Springfield Armory, because that gives minus 15% infantry equipment production cost. Although, to, like, use that, we'd need to, like, I think recruit or build a new weapon. 1 year. It is possible. Yo! We should do that. That's a kind of funny idea. And also we can build trucks. We're gonna need to do that. The problem is rubber. So we're gonna need synthetic rubber. Man, I recently have been reading about, like, American synthetic rubber during World War II, where okay, so basically they created, like, this industrial commission where it just basically forced a bunch of companies to work together to share, like, patents and stuff like that, you know, and democratic charges of anti-Semitism. That's definitely not gonna happen. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's gonna get demonetized. And, like, basically, by the end of the war, from 1941 to the end of the war, in like, less than 4 years, little less than 4 years, they basically managed to make so many plants for synthetic rubber that they produced, like, more than the world's natural rubber supply, just in America from synthetic rubber. So that's how ridiculous American industry was at the time. Anyway, as if Curley was not enough. Now, Curley is, like, a Democratic politician. I think he's the leader of maybe the Democratic Party. Now, the Democratic governor of New York, Herbert H. Lehman, has announced his opposition to Providence. This is Socialist Republic of Ukraine. As declaring him a racialist, an anti-Semite, and an un-American. As a reform Jew, Lehman's actions are nakedly self-interested, but he still wields considerable influence throughout New York's industrial heartland and upstate New York. If only that accursed Lehman had gone to his fellow syndicalists in Manhattan instead of remaining in Albany. What the fuck? We're just going full-on, like, Jewish industrialist communist, I guess. We can brook no more dissent from these Democrats. Providence is an anti-Semitic by nature, but though he has concealed his prejudice in his remarks concerning the future of New England and its fight against subversive elements, he showed opportunists and idlers like Lehman every consideration, carefully saying that he attacks syndicalism and foreign influence, not religion. However, if Jerusalem wishes to start trouble, he will find in Providence a new Titus, eager to inscribe on his eagles the triumphant legend, Judea Capta, which basically I think means like captured Judea. My Latin is weaker than it was like 8 years ago. But yeah, it probably means something like that. Judea Capta. Well, I at least know how to pronounce it. That's more than the American people who do not know real culture, because if you don't know Latin, you don't know culture. I guess that's probably what the people who actually agree with like this ridiculous ideology would say. Like, how dare you? How dare you not Latinize yourself? Anyway, we're also getting like all these events are like really hilarious and like weird gibberish mumbo jumbo. Deception is a right. Truth is a privilege. Innocence is a luxury. That definitely doesn't sound like freedom. Like slavery. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. All those things. Noisome monstrosities lurk in the dark corners of the earth. Syndicalists, the saboteurs of the king. The saboteurs of civilization hide within our towns and cities. If Providence is to protect New England, he needs men who will do that. Will do what is necessary to protect it. For that purpose, he has founded the Delta Green, an agency with far broader authority than the old FBI. So basically, yeah. And I've also decided to like include like the British songs in our playlist, so that there's that good old we're protecting the Anglosphere feeling. Anyway, yeah. See you in a bit when I've done this and this and this. So we're gonna be at war with the Syndicalists and ready to fuck shit up. Oh, South America starting to blow up. We hit removing class. I see memes already. Anyway, yeah, we have the Salvadoran commune in Guatemala declaring war on Honduras. Although Honduras has professional armed forces, apparently. And they also have a war on Nicaragua, which, wasn't Nicaragua the second occupation? What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on down there in South America. We have, like, fucking tropical IRL. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, the CSA, the AUS, and what the hell? What the hell kind of focus is that? He's got a big gun. Top-notch artillery. The Donkoman Union has declared war on the Russian Republic. Oh, really now? Yeah, there's weird shit going on in Eastern Europe. There's the Socialist Republic of Ukraine, which has been fighting the German Empire for quite a bit, actually, and surviving somehow. Yo, hold on. Will we see, like, a greater fucking White Ruthenia? I'm pretty sure he's got claims. Berestie and Homel. Oh, okay. But he does not claim this stuff like Mazir and Pinsk. He just claims these two disconnected states? Can I add claims? No, I cannot. That's weird. It's gonna result in a fucking ugly mess, to be honest. But I might be able to fix it. Because, see, like... They might, like, the Germans might actually give the Belarusian claims or the White Ruthenian claims over to White Ruthenia once they inevitably kill Ukraine. because it doesn't matter how much they survive, they're gonna die. Yeah, the Donkoman Union is gonna die. The Russians have dominated the Alash Orda, as is obvious. And then they're gonna take on Turkestan most likely, because they're going down. Yeah, they're you know, that needs to be resolved, and then they can do that. And after that, they can actually continue on further towards Baku. And they're not like guaranteed to, they're not guaranteed by Germany. So yeah, it looks like the Russians are gonna get that really easily. And wait, they actually did that, but the Bulgarians were like left with nothing. Oh well, looks like found religious schools. Oh Jesus Christ. Free Bosnia. Oh yeah, right. They can do their Slavic Federation stuff now. And a NEP, a new economic policy. Interesting. Anyway, so that's them nationalized. Oh, are they gonna get like declared war on by the Germans? We claim Dobrogeia, but you've already done that. Conquer Transylvania. Oh, the Romanians might get these guys at war with, like, you know, everything. And with Illyria staying firmly loyal and Hungary staying firmly loyal, apparently loyal to the Habsburgs. So it looks like the Habsburgs have done quite well in the Ausgleich negotiations, and so they could form Cisleithanian Austria and keep Hungary and maybe part of Illyria as a puppet. Anyway, Albania is gonna stay probably neutral because of Zog. They have 7 divisions. Wow, 7 divisions is Albania. Anyway, in other news, the Ottomans are gonna win. That's entirely probably because of the Libyans, because the Libyans took fucking Alexandria. And that allowed the Ottomans to cross the canal and take Cairo, and now they're gonna probably defeat Egypt pretty quickly. And after that, it's only a matter of time until, you know, the Qajars and the Sauds are done for. And Yemen actually joined the Cairo Pact, so they're gonna get steamrolled too. And the Ottomans are gonna control, you know, the greater Ottoman Empire again. Wait, they also have... Are they supposed to have this? I don't think they're supposed to. Like, this is going to be one hell of an Ottomans, just as a whole. And right now, we're doing Subjugate the Syndicalists. Syndicalism cannot be tolerated. Of all the enemies of mankind... Wait, where? The Syndicalist is the worst offender. At once avaricious and pacified. Conspiring with the enemies of the Teutonic spirit and dirtying the country with foreigners of all stripes, elevating a perverse conception of equality and tearing down the great works of man. We will put an end to this tyranny of Chicago. And yeah, we're gonna try to fight as much of this as possible without I wouldn't mind a little bit of extra infrastructure, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind a little bit of extra factories so that we get to 15. So that we get to 15. And then, you what? Oh, that's already full. Spy agency. There we go. So, we should... With that, declare war on the CSA.